Hello Libra, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. There is a companion book by Barbara Moore. I don't use it, but in case you're looking for decks that have that, this one does. There's a website, llewellyn.com. This is a publication from 2004. Not sure if it's still out there, but there might be an updated version, or if you like those creators, you might be able to find something else by them. Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website for them, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A is an umbrella, U is an A is an apple, U is an umbrella. Okay. Okay. The energy is a little bit disruptive, but I feel like the majority of this is really good for you. Ooh, you got success. Alright, so you got the success card coming up. We need to communicate a little better, and I feel like you have to be in control for this. This has to be, you have to be calling the shots here. Now this is something where it's a new chapter in the same saga, something like that. Because you got the death card, but you also got past lives, kind of like you've been through this before. So it's one of two things. Either it's almost like the identical situation, just different people, or it's the same people, it's just the next chapter in the story. Kind of like I've dealt with this before, I know how the players are. Here we go again. Because it's like the death card coming in is like, we're switching. Like, it's almost kind of like, you know, when you go from 9th grade to 10th grade or something like that. Like, it's a whole new level. There's things have changed. Maybe the same people. Like, so I think that's why I'm using the 9th grade to 10th grade thing. Same classmates, different teachers, probably. And like a different sorting out of how things are going to play, but like mostly the same players. It seems a lot like that. We're going into it's like we're going into a whole new season. I mean, if you want to use like a show, it's like, you know, we're going into a whole new season. Like last season's over, we're starting a new season. What's coming in with this season? What's the big topic of this season? It feels like it's like that for a lot of you. And I feel like we're kind of looking at that like, all right, you know, I know how certain characters work out in this situation. Let's see what plays out this time around. You've got a lot of positive energy here for you. You got the Kuan Yin and the Ace of Cups. A lot of good energy here. You're looking out for other people. I really feel like this can go very well for a lot of people if you're just heard. Is it heard? Yeah, I feel like we gotta align ourselves just right here. I feel like you're already nervous going into it with the Eight of Swords, kind of like, yeah, there's certain people that they just don't play nice. I feel like that's what it is, because I'm like, I feel like they don't play nice. And it's almost like they enjoy driving you crazy. But I feel like you can realign yourself with the right people. You just got to realign yourself here. Something about realigning. Because if it's the same players, just a different chapter, I feel like you may have some people around you who are they just don't like to play nice, but I feel like there's other people around you who kind of can be a better mediator. I don't know if mediator's right. I feel like a better distraction, so where, you know, somebody else can deal with that. Maybe they don't have a problem with that. And then you can do what you need to do, and you can move through them. I feel like you could orchestrate this a little better so that the people who are difficult don't have to be that hard for you to deal with. Like, I don't feel like you have to deal with them directly as much. Or at the very least, you'll have a buffer, if you can get this buffer around you, so that way when this energy gets a little bit too animated, somebody else can kind of catch that and call it out for what it is, or keep it from becoming a big, crazy problem. There's something coming in, but I feel like we want to move quick Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I haven't heard that term in a long time. You want to move very carefully, and then you want to bam, get it when you need to, and then move on. There's a lot of fire that can help you here. You want to make your impact and then just kind of walk away. It's kind of like, if you're trying to eat healthier, you want to just go get the groceries and put them away and then just move on. And don't really over discuss with other people what you're going to get. And then when it's time for dinner, you're like, well, this is all I got, so I'm going to do what I can with it. I feel like things like that. Kind of like, instead of making it a big discussion, kind of like we're going to eat healthier now. So I'm just going to buy healthy things, put it away, going to make it a non-issue. And then when it's time to eat, they're just going to see, well, this is what's here. This is what we have to eat. And I feel like this is how I'm moving quickly and like I'm floating very carefully and bam, I'm just getting it done and moving on. Kind of like, this is better for everybody. This is healthier for everybody. If I don't like make the whole shopping list a discussion, I can edit it as I go. There's going to be things people won't eat. I know that, but I'll just figure that out as I go. And if I just don't bring up this shopping list situation, I'll just change it as I go, and I'll just keep editing it as I go, and I'll see what works and what doesn't. I just won't let it become a big topic of discussion. This is face down. Yeah, because you know what you need to do. I feel like it's more... Because this is face down, kind of like you know what you need to do. I feel like we need less... I feel like it's odd that I'm saying this, especially with Libra. Less diplomacy about what needs to get done and more diplomacy about working it into the situation after it's done. Like, I feel like, Libra's usually very diplomatic. You know how to work with people. And it's less about what's going to happen, more about the aftermath after it's done. Instead of, telling people, all right, I'm going to go get groceries, it's more about, now that this is the groceries we have, let's work out the diplomacy about working that part out. Like, this is what we have, how we're going to work it out what we actually already have. I think this makes sense. Because I feel like people, if they get a chance to get in there, I like the shopping analogy for food. I like food analogies anyway, obviously. If you've watched me with any length of time. I do like this shopping. Like, I get the groceries. I got a bunch of groceries. I bought only healthy things. So now after we've had this, all right, now we can work out how we want to use what we have, and we can work things out that way. Because even if it's like every now and then we just make a quick stop to the grocery store and I add a few things here, a few things there if I really have to, still the bulk of it is all healthy stuff. So it has to be used up, and we're going to use that first. So I feel like I make better headway that way. And then we work out the diplomacy afterwards. Because people are going to want to step in front of you and be like, no, I want pinwheels, I want chocolate, I want ice cream, I want pizza. Not that pizza has to be a bad food, but you know what I mean. I want a lot of this, I want fried food, I want this, I want this, I want this. If they get in ahead of you, they're going to get a lot of, it's going to be not the way you want it. That's the best way to do it. It's not going to work out for the best. It's just not. But if it's afterwards, I feel like that works out so much better. I understand that people are not going to be a fan of this, but I feel like you can work... This is healthier. It is healthier because success comes in doing it this way. And sticking within the same genre of food... Sometimes if that's all there is to eat, if all there is to eat is Brussels sprouts and you find a different way to cook them, maybe normally they wouldn't eat them, but if that's all there is and they're hungry enough, maybe they'll at least try them. So, I'm a Brussels sprout fan anyway though, but it's stuff like that. Like maybe if there was a lot of options, they would go for the cookies rather than the vegetables, but if there's not very many sweets and they're hungry, maybe they'll finally try something that's more healthier. Maybe they don't really want this stuff, but if they're hungry enough, maybe they'll at least try it. I'm using a lot of food analogies at the moment, clearly. Because I feel like you're going to win out. This is actually going to bring a lot more happiness in the long run. I do feel like you're going to have some pushback at first, and people are going to be a bit stubborn with the Hanged Man, but I do feel like the Ten of Cups, this will work out. This will work in your favor. The diplomacy, you seem to be very nervous about it. Doing it this way, I feel like would make you very nervous because it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to do that, and then afterwards I'm going to hear about it, and that's going to be rough. I don't feel like it's that bad because I feel like, again, we're using the same analogy. I got the food, I got what I wanted, then I just feel like I make a meal or two, and then people start catching on. Oh, wait a minute. The fridge is stocked, the freezer's stocked, the pantry's stocked. Like, you already got everything? Yeah, I just wanted to make it easy on everybody, so I just took care of it. And like, you've already been making food and it hasn't been that bad, so it's kind of like people are kind of looking at you like, I guess. Again, there might be some, like, again, if we're going to keep using the food analogy, which I keep doing, maybe there's a little bit of this we have to pick up. But it's kind of like, well, we need more sugar. And you're like, well, I'll go pick, you're like, okay, I'll pick it up. And you're like, instead of getting sugar, maybe you get Swerve or something like that, which is a sweetener, but I think it has 0 calories. I don't know. I have one of them. So I'm pretty sure it has 0 calories, not 100% on that. But it's kind of like, okay, I got this sweetener instead. I'm like, oh, let's try that. Or maybe you're kind of like more of the, let me get some honey. Maybe I think honey's better because it can help with the immune system sometimes. So you're like, okay, instead of getting sugar, I got honey. Let me see if I can add some honey into things and see if that works better, if that's still acceptable. You know, and it may be a better alternative. Because people are going to want to, you know, dicker with you a little bit and have some political fun. Judgment will go in the favor of the whole situation because I feel like this works more to your advantage. There's a lot of talking. You can handle that. It's not hard. There's going to be a lot of trying to, like, I feel like people are going to kind of be like, all right, well, you already bought all that stuff, so we have to use it, but maybe we can add in some of this. Maybe we can add in some of that. You're not going to win every battle. I don't think you're expecting to, but I do see success coming in with this version. If you just go ahead and do the bulk of it and then, you know, dictate the result afterwards or work out the result afterwards, it does seem to go much, much better. And I do feel like people kind of start realizing, you know, actually I think I liked Brussels sprouts, but the way the Libra made them this time, actually they weren't bad. So actually they're more open to trying more things like that in the future, or at least, at the very least, they'll allow Brussels sprouts in their diet now. Food analogies. I feel like I'm overdoing it with the food analogies at the moment. Sorry about that. People get along. I do feel it gives you anxiety, but this is the better way for it to work out, is what I'm getting. I mean, to beat it to death, because why not? If you use the going for groceries analogy, it's not like you just do it once in your lifetime. You typically, most people do it like maybe once a week, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months if you have that type of, I don't know. But, you know, it cycles through. It cycles through. So I don't feel, even if it became I don't think it's that bad. Like, it cycles through. This is something that cycles through, but the way you're doing it, this might cycle through in a better way so that I already have what I have, so now we have to just deal with what I have. It just seems like it gives a better outcome this way versus, you know, if I, you know, start like, what does everybody want? I'm going to go to the grocery store. What does everybody want? I feel like that doesn't work. If I just get what I think is right and then bring it in and like, all right, this is what we have. Let's work through it. So much better. So much better. Yeah, so I feel like they're saying you have to make the major decisions and then work it out diplomatically after. It's so much better. It's so much better. And I feel like that's one of the reasons they're showing the death card too. Kind of like this can be a permanent change. The death card usually talks about a permanent change. This could be a permanent change in your favor. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. Same email. Thank you for watching and have a great day.